Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your host for the Dream Big Show, Tony Jackson.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. You too. Thank you. I really appreciate it. So good to see you. How are you? Thank you. And welcome to the Dream Big Show. That's right. I am so happy that you joined me today for some real talk. That's right. You know how we do it on the Dream Big Show. No fluff allowed. But first, let me share that I am very excited, super excited about my special guest today, Mr. Professor Craig Hayes. That's right. And we're going to get into some great conversations with Professor Hayes today. That's right. But can we first talk about social media? Yes, let's talk about social media. I mean, you know I'm a church guy. And I was just wondering, by a show of hands, you know that's how they say in church, if social media crashed and went down indefinitely, how many people would actually go back to church? I always think about that. I believe social media has put a crutch on us gathering together. I was talking to one of my friends and I asked him if he was going to our buddy's funeral, and he was like, nah, I'm gonna just watch it on Facebook Live. I mean, what? Facebook Live? Come on, man, it's your buddy's funeral. But I mean, come on, even funerals are on social media now. Well, I was at the shopping mall and I saw a friend and I asked him about an upcoming local concert that was taking place. I asked him if he was going and he said, yes, I'll be there, but from home. He said the tickets are $5 on Facebook Live. Come on, man. They want to see you in the place. I mean, social media, it's a gift and a curse. It can definitely lead you to believe that people are living better than they really are. Do you agree? Think about it. Okay, here, let's check this one out. I was talking to one of my family members about being so excited that we would be a meeting for Thanksgiving for the first time since COVID. And she said, Tony, I am so excited to see everyone on Thanksgiving. I'll be there at 4 via IG Live. I mean, come on. Nobody's going to be on IG Live on Thanksgiving. Well, come on, get out the house. Everybody wants to see you. Well, anyway, I'm so excited to be chatting today with my special guest. Please help me welcome Professor Craig Hayes. Yes. Have a seat, Professor.
Whew. Oh, man.
Professor, welcome to the Dream Big Show, man.
Man, thank you.
I'm so honored to have you here.
Man, it's an honor to be here with you today.
I mean, this is Professor Craig A. Hayes.
Stop it.
A gospel legend here on the Dream Big Show. And listen, this is what the Dream Big Show is all about. And today, I can say we have Trenton's own.
Wow, yes.
Professor Craig A. Hayes. How you been, man?
Man, I am well. No complaints at all. Grateful just to be here and to be alive after all that's been going on. Just grateful and thankful.
Amazing. I mean, just think about it. Coming out of COVID and all we've been through. I mean, it's just, you're right. Just being grateful is enough. Isn't that the truth?
Yes, it's enough.
I'm telling you. Let's jump right in, man, and let the folks know about Professor Craig A. Hayes. How long have you been writing music and directing music, Professor?
I've been directing since the age of 5. My dad And the deacons, they put me on the offering table. And I started directing our choir, the Davis and Hayes Choir, back then.
Wow.
Writing music, when I kind of felt like I had that gift, was in college.
Understood.
And with the gospel choir, they were the first to kind of honestly sample the music that I felt that God was giving me.
Yeah. So when you were you writing back then for the church, or just kind of writing your own songs like for the college choir or community choirs?
Writing just what I felt.
Okay,
honestly,
amazing.
Just writing what I felt. And, there was a certain level of talent with the college choir, so that's what it was. We were youthful, we were young adults, so it was kind of geared toward that, and then it felt good. It was used in church.
Amazing. And I mean, listen, for those of you who don't know, not only is Professor Craig A. Hayes an amazing songwriter and director, but a musician extraordinaire. So, Professor, how long have you actually been playing?
I've been playing since the age of 5.
Wow, amazing.
Been playing since the age of 5. Our former pastor, Reverend E.A. Davis, before Reverend Sanders, he told my parents that I was going to be a musician.
Wow.
Yeah, and they enrolled me at Trenton Conservatory. And I started taking lessons, and from there on just went through. And then I went to Hammond Organ Studios on Route 1 in Lawrenceville.
Wow.
And continued there and through school. So
amazing, amazing. What's your favorite, Hammond or piano?
Hammond.
Hammond. I know the Hammond is just something about that you just can't get away from.
Yeah, it's the warmth.
It's that warmth. Exactly. It just gives you church, right? And Professor, you have written some hits, man. I mean, songs like "We Have Come Into This House," "Oh, Give Thanks," "I Thank You," "Taking Good Care," "Highway to Heaven." Woo. Professor, you got hits for days, man.
Man, thank you so much.
Listen, I want you to go check out some of these amazing songs from Professor Craig A. Hayes. That is amazing. And Professor, I mean, besides the fact that, you've been writing at an early age and you were at the college and writing, we know you particularly, I think the nation knows you and they will know you for Craig Hayes and the United Voices. I mean, can we give it up for the United Voices one time for the United Voices? Yes. I mean, tell me about the legendary choir that has traveled all over and that you've done many songs with. Tell us about the history of United Voices.
Wow. United Voices, once I came home after school, I felt led to do a choir, but I didn't think anybody would follow me.
Wow.
I really, really didn't think anybody would follow me. And for about a year and a half, people that were close to me at that time, they'd be like, man, if you keep talking about this choir, we so sick, you go and start the choir. I was like, man, I don't think.
Start the choir, Professor.
Yeah, start the choir. It's like, I just didn't think that people wanted to really come up to a certain level of presentation that I wanted to be at.
Yes.
But lo and behold, I gathered friends at that time. Our first rehearsal was February 8th, 1989.
Woo! 89.
Right. February 8th, 1989, we met and we had 5 altos, 9 tenors, no sopranos the first rehearsal.
Wow.
And about 7 or 8 musicians that were there. And I taught We Have Come Into This House.
Wait, Professor, wait a minute. We have come into this house. I mean, all you got to do is go on YouTube right now and you can check it out. There's many videos. That's a classic that churches and choirs are still singing today. We'll get into some other songs, but go ahead, Professor. I just had to give that song a plug.
We met, gathered the friends together from various churches, and the name United Voices, Tony, came because I grew up Baptist. And I noticed at that time, we didn't fellowship too much outside of Baptist churches.
Understood.
They didn't cross denominations too much back then. And so I felt like if we're all singing about God, it doesn't matter what the marquee that's on the church.
Right.
Let's make it united.
Wow.
So there were people that were apostolic. people that were apostolic, people that were Baptist, people that were Presbyterian, all faiths. We came together and we formed a choir. The second rehearsal, 5 sopranos came.
Let's go.
5 sopranos came, and we debuted the first Saturday in June. We were together 5 years before we recorded our first project, Bright Glory.
Wow.
So, I know that's kind of unheard of now, but we were tested and tried in those 5 years.
Yes.
And we did it independently, and the project was picked up by a label called Pulse Records.
Amazing.
Out of Ohio. And we signed with them, and we went on to just record some really incredible music. So
wow.
Big shout out to United Voices.
Yeah, big shout out to United Voices.
Yeah.
And where was Bright Glory recorded? Where was that record?
Bright Glory actually was recorded at Friendship.
Wow.
That was our 5th anniversary in '94.
Wow.
And we used the 5th anniversary as a live recording.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. And
Yeah.
how many albums have you actually released under the Professor Craig Hayes and United Voices?
We've released 5 albums.
5 albums.
Yes.
So
Yes.
good.
Yes.
So good. I mean, there's so many amazing songs. Listen, you have to go online and check out Professor Craig Hayes. Some of my greatest memories of the United Voices singing were the Live at Fives that you used to do at Friendship back in the day, Professor. I mean, can you bring a couple Live at Fives back, Professor? Come on, we're out of the pandemic. Come on, can we get one Live at Five?
It's amazing that people remember that time and that era, and what it was for our community, and a lot of people who United Voices that have children that are now grown and have children.
Wow.
They're like, can we get it Live at 5?
Yeah.
Can we get it Live at 5? We'll sing.
Oh, goodness.
But those were really great times.
They were great times.
You never know who was going to come by.
Yeah.
There was a lot of talent that came through, some known, some not known.
Yes.
But people knew that if they were going to be on Live at 5, this is where we need to be.
Yeah, and Professor, kudos to you, because you have always given opportunity to artists not only from our hometown, but from across the country.
Yeah.
I remember Live at 5, choirs coming that I didn't know that then had amazing records that you put on, and you're still doing that today.
Yeah.
And I want to say kudos to you, Professor. Can we give it up one more time? And let me just share this. You now have your own radio show, your own talk show, the Craig Hayes Morning Show on 5-time Stellar Award WIMG, 1300 AM. Tell us, how's the radio show going, Professor?
Radio show is going really well, man. I never saw it coming this way.
Yes.
If I can give you a short story, 2012, we were coming from the Stellar Awards, and Ed Long saw me. He said, man, you need to do radio. I was like, Ed, get away from me. I don't want to do no radio. I don't want to do that. He said, man, you'll be great. You know the industry, you know the music. He said, just try it out one day a week. So I tried it out one day a week, and a year and a half later, I did the morning show, and I've been doing it ever since. And we have won 5 Stellar Awards.
5 Stellar Awards. That's right. That's right. Right here in Trenton, WIMG. Shout out to all of you.
Yeah.
But the radio show is great. Many people listen all over, Professor. Listen, because although it's an AM station, the great thing is it's online, and people all over the country can tune in. Go to WIMG1300.com.
That's right.
And tune in and listen to the morning show with Professor Craig Hayes.
6 to 10, Monday through Friday Eastern.
Say it one more time.
6 a.m. to 10 a.m., Monday through Friday, Eastern Standard Time, WIMG1300.com on the World Wide Web, or if you got the TuneIn Radio app,
TuneIn Radio app.
1300 AM, you'll see it, or if you're local, 1300 on the AM.
And listen, let me just put a plug in this. I mean, you gotta tune in. Come on Facebook Live on Professor's page, because there's actually church going on at the radio station through Facebook. Tell us how that happened, Professor.
I'm not going to go live. And I started going live, and when the pandemic came, people started asking me, because they were home. There was a lot going on. People were hurting. They were like, we need this. Can you continue to do it?
Right.
And I started going live on a regular basis.
Amazing.
And the audience grew. And before people started going back to work, we were upwards of 130, 40 people sometime on the live in the morning.
Amazing.
And again, like you said, there are people from Los Angeles,
yes,
which is 3 hours behind us. Las Vegas, from Detroit, from Atlanta, from Chicago, everywhere. There's been people from various countries, from Germany.
Wow, so good.
So it's been a blessing. So yeah, I've been going live ever since now.
That's great. It's such a great time on the Professors.
It's a great fellowship.
Yes, it is a great fellowship. And I even met some people. It's like coming to a real gathering, you know, although we're virtual, of course, but it's so awesome. And just keep doing the radio show. It's been a blessing. And you play the most amazing music, you know, and that's what it's all about. You know, being a blessing through the music that you're able to do, not only that you write and record and sing, but through the radio station, you're able to be a blessing to people as well. So speaking of the church on radio, Professor, let's talk about you as a minister of music in church.
Okay.
What has that role been like in the last few years for you?
Ooh, it's been amazing.
Yes.
It's been literally amazing. God is faithful.
Amen.
I was at a point in 2015 where I didn't want to do it anymore. And I said, Lord, you know, I'm tired. I'm tired. I don't want to do this anymore. And there was an opening at a church called Tabernacle Baptist Church. And Aaron Brooks said, Professor, you need to apply. I said, no, man, I'm good. I'm just going to do this one Sunday over here and I'm good. He said, no, man, you need to apply. And I've been there 7.5 years later.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
7.5 years later.
That's awesome.
But when you are a minister of music, it is very taxing. It is very taxing on you. It's very demanding.
Very demanding.
You're working very closely with the pastor, with the shepherd.
Yes.
You're coexisting with him as far as ministry, making sure that what we do complement the man or the woman of God, complements the service, that it adds and not be a distraction.
Absolutely.
So that's a huge role to fill.
Absolutely.
You know, you're praying, you know, you're not just, and as you know, you're not just coming up on Sunday and like boom, 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 you just start singing and things happen.
Now, Professor, let me just stick a pin in that right there.
Sure.
That's the part that I want to say, the cross that we bear as ministers of music, that the congregation don't see.
No.
They don't understand the preparation that it takes, the choir rehearsals, the late nights, the band rehearsals, and all the things that go into making Sunday morning work, right? And then, you know, even how about being your own shepherd over the people who are in your ministry, who need prayer, who need you standing before them representing God, even though you might be going through something. I mean, so, you know, the wear and tear there from a minister of music standpoint is not just Sunday morning, right? Tell us about that, your preparation and rehearsals and band and all those things that you have to do to get ready for Sunday morning.
You know what? Our ears are never off. Our ears are never off. We're always listening to what we could use with our group.
Yes.
You hear a song, it's like, oh, that'll work with my church.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You know the talent level, the skill level that you have, and you're always trying to enhance them, but a lot of times in church settings, you're limited as far as the talent level, the skill level. So you want to be current, but you also want to be professional in your presentation. So you're always listening to music. What can I use for this group? Oh, that's too high. That's too intimidating.
Do we need to sing this in unison?
Do we need to sing this in unison? No, this will work. Oh, I got the lead for that. It's a good song, but I don't have the right lead for it. I don't have the right fit. So you're always trying to match. As me being a songwriter and an artist, I'm a stickler for representing people's music well, especially people that I know personally.
Exactly. Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's like I try to get the lead as close to the recording that I can, that would match, that would complement.
Absolutely.
So again, that's work. You got to learn the soprano. the alto,
yes,
the tenor,
yes,
the bass. All y'all got to do is learn one part. We got to learn all of it.
And you got to learn the words and the music to make sure
the
band is playing the right parts. I mean, come on.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. I mean, but you know, you're gifted for a time as this
Yeah.
professor. And I mean, you've been doing an amazing work. You know, I've been following you. And I tell this story all the time, Professor, that I'll never forget. Years and years ago, you were having a concert at Shiloh Baptist Church in Trenton. Mm-hmm. And this is before, you know, my deeper relationship with God. And I sat in the back and I watched you as a young person give God praise unashamedly. Mm-hmm. And I'll never forget, I sat back there like, doesn't take all that until I went through something for myself.
Oh, yeah.
But I would just want to say thank you for continuing to be such an inspiring role model in what ministers of music look like, what choir directors look like, what musicians look like. You are a pillar for many across the world. Wow. So thank you so much for continuing your legacy and doing what you do, Professor.
Thank you. To God
and you know, with that, let's just talk about how gospel music has actually changed.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Professor?
Change is good.
Change is good.
Change is good, as long as it doesn't lose its salt.
Yes.
You know, I'm trying to be tactful.
Okay.
With this, but change is good, but the message should resonate.
Yes.
The message, because this is gospel music.
Yes.
That's the one thing, it's the good news that makes us different from any other genre of music. So the message needs to be very clear who we're singing about.
Absolutely.
What we're singing about. Those scripture-based songs, those songs that point people to God, are always going to resonate in the
Absolutely.
church.
And you know, Professor, just going back, and you do this so well, taking some of those old Walter Hawkins songs and bringing them, those songs are, they were anointed then and they're anointed now.
You know, there was something special on that music of the 80s.
Yes.
Even in secular music.
Absolutely.
That's why a lot of the older secular artists can still tour and not have to do any new music, because there was something special on that. They talked about love.
Wow.
Peace.
Yes.
Happiness. Family.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And the same way with that era of gospel, there was just really something on that time that was just really unique, from the Walter Hawkins to the Thomas Whitfields to the James Clevelands, the Milton Bronsons, the Clay Evans, and so on. You could still sing that stuff today.
Sing that stuff today, yeah.
And you would really bless the house with it.
Absolutely.
So, you know, it's just good to mix the old with the new.
Yes.
Because with the new, the young people, they're doing some amazing production.
Yes.
They can just sing like nobody's business. I mean, it's like, man, how can you do that? You know,
right.
Their level is so much more advanced than what we were when we were coming up.
Sure.
So I enjoy both, man. I really do.
That's amazing. And so let's talk about music and new music, which you have a new Christmas project out. That's right. Professor, tell us about your new music that you just released.
Well, as you stated, man, we just released a new single. It's called Joy, Peace, Favor.
Joy, peace, and favor. You can go get that right now.
Yes.
It's available. Joy, peace, and favor. We want you to support that. Tell us about this new single.
It's the new single by the United Music and Arts Conference.
Amazing.
And we did it back in July.
Wow.
In Fort Lauderdale, Florida, we recorded. And I actually penned the song maybe like 2012, 2013.
Really?
Yeah, and we've been singing it every year. In December, we're going to start singing it this Sunday. We close service with it every Sunday.
Amazing.
And we've been doing it for the past, since I've been at Tabernacle, and that's been 7.5 years.
Amazing.
But every year, Tony, I was like, I got to record this song.
Yes.
I just got to record this song. And the band was like, we're so sick of you saying that. So this time, you know what? When the conference came up, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it with the conference choir.
That is amazing. It is such an amazing song. I love it. And I know you will love it too when you hear it. But let's talk about this conference. The UMAC conference. Tell us about, the UMAC conference. I was able to go to the first one, and I am telling you, it was amazing, and I need everyone to show up this new year for the UMAC conference. Professor, tell us about the UMAC conference.
Well, it's been a dream come true, something that I've wanted to do for years, but honestly was a little nervous.
Sure.
A lot of times we have ideas, but we're so afraid of failing till we cripple ourselves for not doing it. Look at what you've done. You've done an amazing job with trust and with that brand. You know what I mean? So with the conference, it's something that I've always wanted to do. But then when the Lord started really speaking to me and dealing with me, he was like, you're going to have to step out on faith.
That's right. I know that's right.
Who would do their first conference all the way at the bottom of the country in Fort Lauderdale, where most people had to get a flight?
Wow.
Nobody pretty much could drive. Seriously.
Exactly, yes.
Everybody had to fly, but I felt led to do it there.
That's awesome.
I felt led to get the hotel with the suites.
Yes.
With the kitchen and the kitchenette and the different amenities that we often don't get sometimes when we go places. So I planned it as a delegate, just from experience, from traveling over the years.
Yes.
Even with the mall and the grocery store, you were there.
Everything was right there.
Everything was right. The beach,
it was amazing.
The beach. And so I wanted it to feel like a conference and a vacation.
Awesome.
And we accomplished that. It was so impactful.
Yes, you did.
The
Yes.
The master classes were amazing with Bishop Hezekiah Walker, Fred Jerkins, Patrick Love, Dr. Weeda Harding, Stephen Hurd. It was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, we talked about how impactful this conference was. Yeah. It was more such a learning tool.
Wow.
And so many various ways on a large, it was well thought out, Professor. I just can't wait to go next year.
Thank you.
And I'm compelling everybody to go to the UMAC conference. Tell us what those acronyms stand for.
It's United Music and Arts.
United Music and Arts Conference. That's right. That's right.
United Music and Arts Conference. And we're going to mesh the arts in there as well. It was just the first one.
Sure.
You know what I mean? But those master classes were so impactful.
Yes.
So candid.
So candid.
So transparent.
Yes.
People shared their good and their bad as far as the industry.
Yes.
And a lot of the independent artists were able, and ministers of music were able to walk away strengthened and encouraged and fortified.
Yes.
And naturally, they got some rest because we kept the schedule very flexible.
Absolutely, Well, I'm so proud of you, Professor. The United Music and Arts Conference is amazing. I have continued to let you know that you continue to inspire me and all of the musicians and choir directors and ministers of music and musicians all over the country. So I want to thank you for taking time to come on the Dream Big Show. I don't take it for granted. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time for the professor himself, Mr. Craig Hayes.
Thank you, man.
And Professor, let's take a quick break and let's go to this commercial and we'll be right back to the Dream Big Show after this message.
You know, a lot of people think you need to take a risk to get a great shot. Not true. In fact, you don't even need to leave Riverview Studios. Whether it's a live switch program in Studio A or maybe a talk show in Studio B, we even have a medical office set. Or maybe you need a different perspective. Either way, we've got you covered. Riverview Studios on the waterfront. Doesn't get much better than this.
Welcome back to the Dream Big Show. I'm here with Professor Craig A. Hayes. So, Professor, let us know when the dates are for the UMAC conference next year.
June 26th through the 29th. Check out on the 30th. But it's the 26th through the 29th. And you know what? I'm going to announce it officially on your show. We're going back to Fort Lauderdale.
Wow, we're going back to Fort Lauderdale.
So we're inviting all singers, musicians. I actually want to start a dance ministry this time. I would love to have praise dance.
Yes.
open it up to even acting, a small skit.
Wow, amazing.
I wanted to flourish and grow into so much more.
Yeah, because when you think about conferences like this, it's just not the music,
Yes,
right? It's
yes.
the arts, which
Yes.
is amazing.
Yeah.
And there's so many of various instances that we know
Yeah.
of just not singing.
Yeah.
Like you said, acting and
Yeah.
dancing and
Yeah.
many other great things. So
Yes.
I just remember, Professor, being in for the first service of UMAC, and the spirit was just so high,
Yeah.
and people were just ready to receive something fresh.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm telling you, you and your team did a phenomenal job
Thank you.
with the UMAC conference. And I'm compelling everybody to register early.
Register
I mean,
early.
meet me there, meet us there. I believe that this is going to grow into something that is going to blow all of our minds.
Yes.
But I'm so proud of you for this. And tell us, Professor, a little bit more about the UMAC conference as it pertains to maybe choirs that want to sing or, other groups that want to come and be a part as well.
Sure. Like you said, if you have a ministry or choir that want to sing, you want to perform, if you are a songwriter and you would like to present a song to the conference, director, if you are a minister of music and you want to be sharp and iron sharpens iron and get strength, register.
Yes.
You can go to our website, umaconline.com. umaconline.com is our website, and all of the information will be there for you to register.
The email, everything is there.
Email, the hotel, the link for submitting songs, how you can register, how you can get your T-shirt, your pack, all of that stuff will be there online. umaconline.com.
Amazing. And let's just close this way, Professor. One thing that folks may not know is that you like to cut up. Professor, you can cut up. Professor is so modest and so relaxed and calm. But, one thing I love about you is that you know how to have fun, too.
Yes.
There's this balance of what we want to be excellent in what we do, but there's this balance of having a good time.
Sure.
And you've always shown yourself friendly and just a loving guy, man.
Thank you, man.
And so I'm just so grateful for you again. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Professor Craig A. Hayes.
Thank you for having me, bro.